This video is for lesson 7-1. Our learning target is to have the ability to solve equations by using mental math and the guess and check revise strategy. Please get your materials ready and have your textbook open to page 513. Vocabulary startup. An equation is a mathematical sentence showing two expressions are equal. An equation contains the equal sign. So let's take a look. The definition of an equation then is a math sentence with an equal sign. So like 4 is equal to 2 plus 2. An expression, on the other hand, is a math sentence without an equal sign, like x plus 3 or 2 plus 2. We could have also over here, if we wanted to use a variable, 4 is equal to x plus 2. As long as we have that equal sign in here, it makes it an equation. How are an equation and similar equations and expressions similar? Well, they have numbers, math operations. And when I say math operations, there are 4 of them. We add, there'll be a subtraction sign, multiplication, or division. And we're going into algebra. We can also have a variable. And remember, variables are just using letters in math. How are they different? Equations have equal signs. Expressions don't. So today we're going to be talking about solving addition and subtraction equations mentally. And a lot of this stuff is very, very simple, but it's really leading up to our next 4 lessons. So bear with us. When you replace a variable with a value that results in a true sentence, you solve the equation. That value for the variable then is the solution to the equation. So for example, 2 plus some number is equal to 9. So in our head we're thinking 2 plus what gives me 9? Well, we can do 2 plus 7 is 9 because these are very simple numbers. We can do it in our head. And in actuality, what we're doing on the side is we're really saying, let's take 9, subtract 2, and what's left over then is 7. And we can feed that back in here. So even though it's an addition problem, we're actually doing subtraction to figure out that missing number. So in this first set of questions, it says, is 3, 4, or 5 the solution or the answer for the equation a plus 7 equals 11. So if we check, we can do 3 plus 7. That is equal to 10. It is not equal to 11. So no, both sides are not equal. If we do 3 plus 7 on this side, we get 10. And the 11, they don't match. If we plug the 4 in, 4 plus 7 is 11. So it is equal to 11, so we can leave the equal sign. If we had used the 5, we would find it's not a true statement because 5 plus 7 is 12, and 12 is not equal to 11. So the best answer here is 4. So let's look at example number 2. They would like us to solve g minus 7 is equal to 3. So what number can we plug in for g here that when we subtract 7 we get 3? So in our heads we're actually going to be thinking 7 plus the 3 would make my 7 get larger, and we're going to figure out that it's 10. And we can do this mentally in our head because we know that 10 minus 7 is 3. So our solution then is 10, or we could say that G was equal to 10. So let's try this in a story problem. The total cost of a pair of skates and knee pads is $63. So this is skates and the knee pads. The skates cost $45 all by themselves. Use our guess and check and revise strategy to solve the equation 45 plus whatever the cost of the skates is to equal 63. So what we are trying to do is find K, which will be the cost of the knee pads. So in the textbook they suggested let's try $14. So because we could pick any number here, but if I pick 10, then 45 only increases to 55, and that's not close to 63. So they said let's try 14. So 45 plus 14 is 59, so that's too low. So they said let's guess again and do 45 plus 16. And that ended up being $61, which is not the same as 63. So we need to guess and check again. They picked out 18 because they knew that they needed to get 2 higher. So 45 plus 18 is 63, and those are equal. So the cost of the knee pads were $18, or we could say that K is equal to $18 because we know that $45 plus 18 is 63. So on these problems, I don't expect that you're going to try 3 different numbers. You might get it the very first time, and that's just fine with me, as long as you take the time to show me that this was the original equation, you replace the variable with your guess, and you show me the work. So let's try a couple got it's here. They said, is 4, 5, or 6 the solution for C plus 8 equals 13? So what I would want to see in your homework is to do C plus 8 equals 13. Find some room around the workspace, and we would replace it. So they would like us to use 4. So 4 plus 8 equals, they want to know if that equals 13, but it doesn't because 4 plus 8 is 12, and 12 is not equal to 13. So let's try again with 5. 5 plus 8, does that equal 13? Well, 5 plus 8 is 13. So this is a true statement. So 5 would be the solution. We can try the 6, but if the 5 worked, the 6 won't work. So I'm not going to even test that out. So let's try B. They asked us to go ahead and solve 9 minus x equals 2. So 9 take away x equals 2. So 9 take away what number? So we can just slide the 2 over. 9 minus 2 is 7. So 9 minus 7 is equal to 2. So our answer is x equals 7. So now they'd like us to take a look at a story problem. They said the difference, which means subtraction, between an ostrich speed and the chicken speed is 31 miles per hour. If an ostrich can run at the speed of 40 miles per hour, use mental math or the guess and check strategy to solve the equation 40 minus the chicken speed is equal to 31. So then we can find out how fast a chicken can run. So 40 minus C equals 31. So in my head, I'm thinking 31 plus what gives me that 40, or I could take 40, subtract the 31. And I already know this one. I know it's 9. I know 40 minus 9 is equal to 31, because I could do that math, and I get 31 is equal to 31. So the chicken speed was 9 miles per hour. So hopefully a lot of your math tonight is really simple. You might have to do a little chicken scratch. Kind of funny after our chicken problem here with the ostrich, but a little chicken scratch on the side. So solving multiplication and division equations mentally are very similarly solved as addition and subtraction. So number 4, it says, is 3, 4, or 5 the solution to 18 is equal to 6z? So you need to know that 6z is equal to 6 times z, or 6 dot z, or in everyday math we used to use those stars. But we are multiplying the 6 and the z, or if I had 6 parentheses z, this all means multiply. These all mean different ways to multiply. So if we rewrite it, 18, they said let's try it with 3. So is 18 equal to 6 times 3? Well, yes it is. 6 times 3 is 18, and so they match. So 3 is that value. We can also test it with the 4. 6 times 4 is 24, which is not equal to 18. And we could test it with the 5. 6 times 5 is 30, which is not the same as 18. So definitely the 3 is our answer. So let's try number 5. They said take and solve 16 divided by s equals 8. So what number divided, or, oh, see, look, my brain is working so fast, I just did it right on my own. Let's put that variable back in there. And I'll be thinking in my head, 16 divided by what is equal to 8? And I know that, or I could be thinking 16 divided by 8 is what? And I know that solution is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8, and 8 is equal to 8. So let's try some got it's down here. We have 4n equals 16. And remember, this means multiply. An n in the a variable next to a number means multiply. So let's try 2. 4 times 2 is equal to 16. The answer is no, because that is 8. And it is not equal to 16. If I try 4n equals 16, and I try the 3, 4 times 3 equals 16. We know this is not true because 4 times 3 is 12, and that is not equal to 16. We can try the 4n equals 16 and plug in the 4. 4 times 4 equals 16. 4 times 4 is 16. So 4 is our solution. N equals 4. And on E, they'd like us to take 24 divided by some missing number and figure out what gives us 8. So 24 divided by what gives us 8? Well, I'm thinking in my head, 8 times what is 24? Okay, and so I know that answer is 3. So W equals 3. So let's try a story problem. Mason bought 72 sticks of gum. There were 8 sticks of gum in each package. Use guess, check, and revise strategy to solve the equation 8 times P is equal to 72, because we want to find P, which is the number of packages he bought. So they just did a little guess and check. They said 8 times what gives me 72. They tried 7. Well, 8 times 7 is 56, which is too small. They are not equal. So they went up and tried 8. 8 times 8 is 64, which is not equal to 72. So we went one higher, and they tried 8 times 9, which is 72. And so our answer is 9, and he bought 9 packages of gum. And I know, you guys, that these are really simple numbers that you were probably thinking, why do we have to do this? But it is going to help us here in the future. So let's go ahead and have you try the practice assignment that's listed on your chart. And if you're having questions or you're not sure exactly what the directions mean, go back and look at the Got It questions or come and ask me. Good luck.